Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Juicy Bits. I'm still at Nerve here in Nashville. Today I'm here with Wendy Lieber. She's one of the founders of Content Bacon, who is basically a specialty provider of content for your business, right? So I've invited Wendy here at the conference, who's also from South Florida, to talk about Content Marketing 101. So Wendy, give us the overview.
Awesome. Thank you, Jeremy. So content can really be effective to create more opportunities to grow your business. So I wanted to cover 4 key things that I think every business should be doing to use content to generate more opportunities. So the first thing is making sure you have a website that's ready for 2015. Most companies build a website and then they don't touch it. And I so often will go to a company's website and it'll have a 2012 copyright. It's using old technology and it makes you look like you're out of business or that you're not current. So make sure you're using today's technology, which means you need to make sure your site's device responsive so it shows up properly on mobile devices and smart tablets. So it's a pretty simple thing. Your web company can help you do that, but it's like having a retail location and then never touching it. It's like you want to make sure that it looks like you're open for business in 2015. The second thing is have a blog. I know people have been hearing about blogs for years, and a lot of businesses think, well, blogging's not for me. That's something like where people talk about like what they had for lunch or something. Blogs are such an effective way to position yourself as a subject matter expert. It's also a way to provide information that you want your potential prospects and customers to know about you. You can educate your customers so that you have really great customers, so that they understand more about your business. So, if you sell lighting control systems, you can really educate that market on the difference, the different types of lighting control systems and why things cost what they cost, so that if someone is ready to buy, they come to you educated because you've provided that information. So it's really just such an effective way to build yourself as a subject matter expert and to just give great information out to your audience. The third thing that I think companies really need to do, and it will also create more opportunities, is utilize social media effectively. Again, a lot of companies, they put up a zillion different social media channels, and then they either don't post consistently or they're just posting content that's not really relevant to their marketplace, or they may just be posting other people's content, like they're just constantly posting other people's links. So now if you have a blog, you actually have amazing content to start sharing through social media, and social media is a great way to get it out. I mean, most of you are going to see this video because you use social media so effectively. So this is another key thing, and you'll really start to see how social media can work for you. And then the last thing is communicate with your database. Again, so many businesses, they build a database. People opt in to get a newsletter, and then they don't do anything with it. So make sure that you have some type of monthly, at least, email, newsletter, whatever you want to call it, that you are, again, sharing your content, helping them solve problems. If you've got new hires or news in the business, a new location, this is a great way to share the information with your customer base and stay top of mind. So that way, they may not be interested in your products or services at that moment, but by staying top of mind when they are, you're going to be the one they think about. So it's just such a great way to stay current with your database. And those are really just 4 simple, fundamental things that I believe if you're not doing, you're not even in the game.
Yeah, I would agree with that sentiment. Not only are we going to talk about the benefit you're going to get from that, but I talk a lot about that is now the expectation.
Right.
And if you're not doing that, like you said, I go visit a website. Hey, these guys can fix what I need, or they can fix my problem. Been looking for these guys. Oh wait, they haven't updated their site since 2011. Yeah. Are they even in business?
Right. Right.
So that was great because it's about having a platform, which you talked about, making sure that listen, we're consuming the majority of our content on our phones and tablets today. And so Wendy was really stressing how important that is to make sure that you create this great content, people can actually consume it and enjoy it in a way that works, right, through the mobile platform. And having on social media, which is great because that's where your audience already is, right? Don't make them come to your site. Right. If they don't want to, you can actually put it there as well, which is fantastic. So it does sound like a little bit of work. Like I kind of feel like it's the table stakes to get in the game today. But what can business owners expect when they pull this off?
Well, it will start to create more conversations. You'll start to notice that people are reaching out to you more often. If you're in a networking environment, like we are here, like if you are being active, more people are going to come up to you and start conversations. I mean, has that been happening for you since you started the video?
It's been fantastic. People that I are in my personal network on social media and email have never liked any of the videos, never said anything about them to me. I didn't even think they were seeing them. And remember Rob, who we bumped into from Austin today, and he said, "You're killing it with videos." Today. It was great. And it just started a whole conversation, and now I'm top of mind, like you said.
And it's such a good point about people maybe getting frustrated if they don't get likes and shares, and they don't see that, and they think, "Oh, no one's viewing them." There's a ton of voyeurs out there that are watching stuff, but they're not actually doing anything. So you will definitely start to have more conversations, and more conversations leads to more sales. So that's really what you can expect is an exponential growth and the amount of conversations that open up for you.
Yeah, this is really apropos because in some of the sessions today, we're learning about sales funnels and marketing, and so you need a lot of conversations to have leads, and then the leads funnel into actual opportunities, right? So the more conversations, the word you use, that we're starting, the bigger our pipeline, which is really fantastic. So. All right, so if somebody is watching the video and they probably, you're probably not the first person to say this to them, but you're spelling it out to them, and they're going to finally take action on it. Where do they start? What's your advice for them?
I think the best place to start is the blog, because the blog is something, if you don't already have a blog area on your site, it's really easy to add one, and it's going to give you probably the biggest bang for your buck. So if you don't have a device responsive site, but you do have a blog on your site that you're updating regularly, and I think once a week is, at minimum what you should be doing, it's going to make you look like you're in business, like you're current. There's going to be fresh information there, and it starts to build the platform for everything else. So if you start blogging, start creating this content, then it's going to be really easy then to add in the social media and the newsletter, pretty quickly, because you're going to have plenty of content to do that. And yeah, it does take some discipline to get started, but if you can't do it yourself, outsource it. There's plenty of good resources that can do it for you, but it's super important to have this. And
and there's so much value you can get. I mean, I know that some of the things I do with our content is just sending an email to somebody, a potential client who called me, asked me a question. I said, "Hey, we wrote about this 2 years ago," and it just formalizes it so much that they get an actual article, or one of these videos. And someone asked me about content marketing, you can I'm going to send this over to them.
Well, the other thing is your blogs are working for you when you're not. So a blog that you might have written, a year ago, if someone's searching for that topic, it's going to show up. And so stuff that you do today is going to continually have benefits for you in the future. You're building an asset.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
You're already here, but thanks for taking the time to do the video. So I want to tell you guys, she mentioned that you can outsource content. I've tried this a number of ways. Be careful who you outsource your content to, right? To pick someone who's got a track record, who can not only create content, but I think the linchpin there, the critical component, is that you're working with someone that can understand your business. And so that's why I know Wendy and Dave launched Content Bacon, because they are putting subject matter experts together to be able to do that, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Great. So if you're interested in getting this off the ground and having someone else create the content, check out Content Bacon at contentbacon.com, right?
That's it, yes.
All right.